Hello, everyone. As you can see, we have a new Road to Traveled update. Yay, I guess. I'm not really looking forward to this one, to be completely honest, and the fact that I'm not looking forward to it, is a lot of a confirmation for me to just stop playing it, but, I guess I'll pause it and see what the deal is, because I'm not really sure which updates are updated, what routes are updated and all that shit. Holy fucking shit, that took ages. I'd have to say that took at least maybe 5 to 7 minutes to just set up. Um, which is basically nothing compared to what I had to go through to, play this the first time, but it's still a lot of setup for something. Um, Apparently, when they transitioned this to a new update, it fucked up the save files. So, yeah. And not only that, but every fucking other characters have more route stuff added to them. I know this because obviously I had to redo the saves. And, holy shit. Um, it said in the update page there was like 39k words, which is about 80. It's about 84 pages, if I am estimating that right. It's about 84 pages of content, and before I begin, I have to say something that I didn't say at the end of the last one. And that is being in that room for so long, that one singular room for so long, actually made me feel the exact same feelings that the main character was feeling. Claustrophobia, antsiness, and stuff. Which made me more empathize more with him, but not to the point where I was understanding his bashing of other people's feelings and shit. That part I didn't empathize with. Also, I have a comment here that pretty much perfectly summarizes my thoughts on this game so far. Um, this comment is from a dog 733. It was posted 17 hours ago on Maruk is Just Misunderstood, so that's part 4. Um, this is from him, or her, I don't fucking care. This is why I wish VNs were more like games than stories, or at least gave you more choices. That's a terrible idea. I completely agree with that this protagonist is just a little brat. Yes, his circumstances are very stressful and many people would probably react badly, but they could be a whole lot worse. He's an alien that appeared in a military base with no explanation. He should be grateful they're not torturing him, Barimpo, or dissecting him. All things considered, the treatment he's been getting has been completely humane, and so, what if he has to stay in that room for the day? He's getting a new one, and the one he isn't that bad. He's just as bad as the protagonist from Far Beyond the World. Oh, fucking greed, mate. Holy shit. Seriously, if we aren't playing the hero in these VNs, we should at least want to root for them. The only thing that keeps me playing these VNs is the mystery, like how they got there in the first place, and if they were chosen by some god or benevolent force. And I honestly have to ask the criteria for chosen ones. But I honestly have to ask if the criteria for chosen ones have degraded. Going over the list for chosen ones that I've seen other media, they all have their flaws, but they still have redeeming qualities that they change for the better. These guys are total cowards, have no skill, no common sense, can barely see past their own needs, and have weak spirits. Pretty much, I agree with that 100%. And I'm not even going to get into Far Beyond the World, because that's not what we're doing here today, but I'll just say that, Kill Tiger is a piece of shit, and because of that, I'm never going to play his game on my channel. So, if you're expecting me to suddenly play Far Beyond the World someday, yeah, no, that's not happening. I'm not supporting a scumbag like him. Anyway, let's get into it. And I know that I saw some people say, "Oh, you should play Ruin or Marowin first." No, I'm playing Maruk first because he's my favorite. What? Am I? No, I can't be here. Looking around is impossible. So my neck has turned to stone, and I can barely even move my eyes. This must be a dream. There's a horrid silence pervading the room. Not a noise can be heard. I can feel it, though. That damn wake-up call. It's coming. The only sense that's allowed to return to my fatigued body is panic. An itch I cannot scratch. A sharp pain I cannot dull. A sudden chill I cannot warm. Wow, that's, Okay, now the audio's working. That's quite a description there. That's quite a description, mate. Just end this already. Just end it! Whoa! Fuck, kid, are you okay? My chest is heavy and I feel uncomfortably hot. Fortunately, though, even if the dream would have had me believe, my neck has not turned to stone, as I can look around the room. Right, my new room. It's not your room. It's his. Noticing Maruk standing over me, I turn to him. He actually looks worried. Hello? Are you awake? Fuck's sake, Alex. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm awake. What happened? You were thrashing about and yapping in your sleep. Fucking woke me up. Are you alright? I think so. What time? What mark is it? Only the third mark. Got more time to sleep, if you can. Are you sure you're okay? Yeah, I think I am now. Bad dream is all. Again. The bad dream? No. Clears his throat. Do you need help with that, or... Help? What do you mean? The dream? Like, talk about it or some shit, I don't know. Like, I can't have you screaming in the middle of the night. Folk heard you'd think I was killing you or something. Right. Sorry. You sure? Am I really gonna talk about this with Maruk of all Karayan? I mean, he's been nice enough to let me stay with him. But talking about emotions doesn't seem to be... Shut the fuck up! Holy shit, you've already made me dislike you again. That was fast. That was really fast. It seems more up Doc's alley. Still, it's like 3 in the morning, so they're supposed to something, so I might as well. Way too jittery to go to bed again right now anyways. Excusing myself to get a drink, I return to find Maruk laying in his bed, checking someone's monitor, before turning to me. This almost feels like a slumber party at this point. So? Yeah, so, what's up? What's the issue? My dream, you mean? Just stares at me. She's alright, sorry for clarifying. It's just... You know what school is, right? Yeah, it translates more or less the same. Okay, so I've had this recurring nightmare about being in my classroom again. But it's, like, wrong. Wrong? There's no sound, or... I don't think dreams have sounds, Alex. Wait. Can you dream with sounds? Can I dream with sounds? No, I guess he's right. No, but, like, I know there's no sound. Like, it feels wrong. Unheimlich. So you can't hear anything, which is normal, but it's weird? Sure, let's go with that. Anyways, there's other issues. Like, the lights go off. Like, the shadows move right in the edge of my vision. That kind of weird stuff. I can just tell it's wrong, okay? Yeah, okay. So is that the issue? Just that the room is... wrong? No. Well... in a way, I guess, but it's more than just that. Fuck, how do I explain what a mascot is? The mascot of a dog, no less. Well, what, Alex? The room isn't the only issue. There's this thing there, and it chases me down, and usually it's what wakes me up. The thing? Yeah, it's, hard to describe it as a glowing, Oh, fuck.
It has a glowing. A glowing what?
A glowing nose? Shit, what a dumb lie. Now I was gonna think I'm afraid of Rudolph. Okay. So, yeah, it chases me, and like when it gets me, I wake up. Usually, well, screaming, as you've seen now. Twice.
Wait, this is the same dream you had in the cell too?
Oh, yeah, I guess it is. Anything like that? Growing nightmares? The immediate reaction. The immediate reaction! It's hard to see exactly what he looks like in the dark of this room. You know what he looks like. But I swear he looks nervous. Maruk?
Yeah, I heard you. No, just thinking. I don't dream a lot, Alex.
Stops to yawn.
Sounds like you dream too much, huh?
Feels like a lie, but I guess this isn't about him right now. Yeah, it's been kind of back and forth here. I'll have one night. I have one night will have a nightmare, and the next I'll just black out. This is one crazy dream, but I can hardly remember it now. I think I was flying, but like in space. Oh, I know. We're in space now, but it was different. I was trying to find something, or I like talk to someone. I don't know. I think I should ask Doc about it. No response. Maruk? Scrim, I look over to see he's laying down again. Do you fall asleep? Lean over, I try and listen, and sure enough, I hear a gentle snore coming from the side of the room. Didn't think my story was that boring, but it is late. Laying down again, I turn to the wall. Not quite ready to face the darkness yet. What was that dream anyways? I've almost forgotten it entirely. Guess I'd rather have a dream like that than be mauled by another damn mascot. At least not Rudolph. I don't know, a reindeer with a glowing nose, that's a bit freaky.
Alright, get up.
Eh. Blinking myself to life, I see the lights are now on. And once again, Maruk is looming above my bed. Is it morning?
Something like that.
Don't go on shooting about the monarch, so get up and get ready. Doc, is he taking me today?
The experiments or some shit, I don't know, just get ready.
Alright, sorry. Getting up and stretching, I can tell I'm still not very rested. Even with the extra hours afforded by my lenient time. Maruk seems to be checking some messages or something. I really need to get one of those, or at least to tell what time it is. Making my way to the bathroom, I start up the shower and spent myself in the mirror. Fortunately, I'm not so short that I can't see into the mirror, but I still do feel a bit dwarfed by some of the basic amenities around here. Jesus, how fucking short are you, dude? I'm 6'3". Oh, that's right, I think he's like 5'8" if I remember correctly. Dwarf. My hair looks terrible and I can feel that I was sweating again on my sleep. Ugh, just so I can get the sheets cleaned. Didn't bother wasting too much time in the shower, so I still can't bother with the soap, but rinsing off gives me time to think. Gotta find a way to distress while here. Library. Can't keep having these shitty nightmares. Don't even know why they freak me out so much. Just a city mass. Dude, it's a nightmare. You're gonna get scared by irrational things and nightmares. It's not that big a deal. Maybe I can ask Doc today. Speaking of, what was Maruk talking about with experiments? Probably more tests run on me, but still, I'd like to know if I walk into a day village and have my blood drawn. Ugh. Ugh. I've had my blood drawn many fucking times in my life, and I don't like it very much. Seeing your life fluid come out of you isn't exactly a fun experience, you know. With a heavy cloud over my head, I dry off and head outside. Maruk is checking some things in his computer. I decide to stand behind him and watch. Privacy. Privacy. You ever heard of privacy? You fucking whore. Like, seriously, dude. That's fucked up. Just looking at what he's doing on his fucking computer. You don't know what he's looking at. He's looking at fucking porn for all you know. Jesus. What the fuck would Karen porn even look like? Well, obviously, it's not exactly that hard to guess what that would look like, considering they're very humanoid. And they're dog people. So they probably, have not so human dicks, you know? Like, oh no, how scary. Oh no, oh no. Oh, no, 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 no. Maruk is checking. Okay, I already fucking read that. Sorry. It's all too similar, really. Opening tabs, checking emails and documents. Even looks like he pulls up a spreadsheet at some point. Eventually, I think he feels my breath in the. How fucking close were you? Jesus! Your breath on the back of his neck. Holy shit, dude. Personal space.
Hey, what the hell are you doing, Alex?
I'm sorry. Just curious what you were doing.
Could have just asked.
Exactly. Exactly. Fucking exactly.
The new rule. Don't stand behind me like that.
Why the eyes getting like that twice in one day? What am I gonna do? Turns back to his work. So, what are you working on, though?
No?
On the monitor? Like, schedules or...
It's nothing interesting, but if you must pry, yes, I'm checking on some schedules and reading some reports. I haven't been able to do any rounds myself for over a week now, it's making me nervous.
Nervous?
Forget I said that, damn it! I'm just pissed at how bad some of the reports are.
Bad how?
By the fucking eye, Alex,
Well, he turns to face me fully, not noting how I look more upset than scared, and calms down a bit.
They're just poorly written.
The irony. The fucking irony. The wrong there. Wow.
And there are too many of them. Expect better from my crew, damn it. Missing items, minor safety incidents,
And? Normally pushing my luck, ask another question, but I think he's calmed down enough to just talk his issues through.
And now you have to deal with a slew of reports about... Well, listen, Alex, you know what they are about. They're about you and people getting too curious about you.
Already? What do you mean, too curious? What the fuck do you think? Holy shit. Takes time to answer, wiping down his brow with a heavy paw. Realize now he looks tired, even more than me. Shit, maybe I should give him a break.
Just some idiots trying to post up in hallways where they aren't supposed to be. Trying to get a good view of you. But the people show up late. And not my damn messages to people gossiping about you already. So yes, people are curious already.
Closes the tabs he was working on, heads over to his bed to finish getting dressed. Myself unable to move. Just watching him put his jacket on, tuck his shirt in and tighten his belt. All seems so practiced, so routine. There's a certain elegance to it, like a dance that's performed 1,000 times, or maybe I'm looking too hard for something that isn't there. Dude, he's putting fucking clothes on. That's... What the fuck are you talking about? Elegant dance, oh my god. Seems so organized and proper in his actions, yet he looks so exhausted. The outside looking in, he seems fine, flawless even. Who knows? Maybe it's only skin deep. Jesus fucking Christ. Thank you, author. I get it. Way to hammer it in. Way too much. That's something that I already fucking knew. Although, to be fair, there's a bunch of fucking idiots that play these games that probably would need you to over-explain literally everything just to understand it. I'm not even joking either. I genuinely think that some people out there need that. Because they're idiots. taking my time with it, just getting dressed and going over my possessions, checking if I want to bring anything with me today. One, and maybe the only benefit of being in that cell was at least to know where all my things were, and if I need something I could just get it. But now I'm gonna have to... Now if I'm going to be out during the day, I might want to make sure I have what I need on me so I don't have to go without anything. As I pack what little I have, I look to Maruk, who seems to be caught in his own thoughts, just scanning the room. Make uncomfortable eye contact before turning away. I think we still have a few minutes before we have to head out. Maybe I can ask him more about himself. I haven't really had time to ask him anything since the morning was a bit hectic. Is it going to be a choice? Please be a choice. Well, besides if he dreams, I guess. Anyways. Hey, Maruk. There's a curious expression saw him afforded. How'd you meet Doc? You two seem to know each other well.
Why do you want to know?
Maruk.
Fine, fine. But been here longer than I have, running the medical research department and working with the chief and whatnot.
His dad?
Yeah. Anyways, I got the right of Earth a few times and we met, nothing more of it. Eventually, when I became head of security, we started interacting more. Turned out we had similar views on things.
Makes a pause and looks me over.
Some things. But, yeah. He's a good Karen.
Similar views on some things that you couldn't elaborate on. I wonder what they could be. I'm pretty sure I know. Didn't need to tell me that. For me to think it was a good Karen. Thanks for telling me. How recently become head security? Expression sours like I can tell over steps somehow. His Karen nature forces a snarl into his face. Try to stand firm, but being alone in a room with him, but with no glass in between us, find it harder like to turn to jello. Eventually seemed to snap out of it.
Alright, Doc's waiting. Come on. And don't fall behind.
Thinks out without even making sure I follow. Don't bother testing him. Hallways are fairly clear, but not as clear as I'd like. There are a few sparse Karen walking by of all shapes and sizes. Most about Maruk's height, though. Trying to keep up with Maruk's stride is difficult, as I can tell we're in a hurry to get to Doc's, or at least get me out of the public eye. You Karen walk by without even noticing us, but the majority stare. Suppose I can't blame them, but I do hate it. Eyes from down the hall, from open doors, from behind. Feel them crawling over me like those two from last night. I can only hear faint whispers of their thoughts. None assuage my pounding heart. By the heart, that's really it. Impossible. What is Senno thinking? If only I could get closer. Kill us all. Fortunately, Maruk seems to have been right. No one approaches us. In fact, most Karen jump out of the way, scared when they see us. Maruk almost barrels a few stray scientists down. Starting to think he's just a jerk to everyone. Shut the fuck up. Eventually, we come into a fairly unassuming door, and Maruk quickly swipes it open, ushering me inside quickly. Two quicklies in the same sentence. Very redundant. Here's a writing tip. Don't put the same word in a sentence twice. If it's something innocuous like the and I, it's fine. But if it's like an actual, a word like that, don't do it twice. You fucking use a thesaurus or a dictionary or something, for fuck's sake. It's not that hard. Damn. Doc's office is like no doctor's office I've ever seen. Well, that's because you're not in fucking Earth, dipshit. This looks closer to a mad scientist laboratory. Morrowind is a doctor, right? All of his non-answers about what kind of medical degree he has is starting to worry me a bit. Wonder if he...
Oh, there you are. It's getting worried.
No time to wonder as Doc comes around a corner to greet us.
Worried? Why? No one in their right mind would stop me. Yes, well, you can never be too careful, Maruk. Overconfidence can only hurt you in the end.
Maruk just rolls his eyes.
Listen anyways, Doc, can I go now? I really got to catch up on a lot of work and... Yes, please don't let me keep you. Just stop by with lunch, please, when you can.
Great, my favorite character is now gone. Congratulations, I'm... This is supposed to be his route, right? This is supposed to be his route, right? For fuck's sake. It's already dark outside. Huh. Without saying another word, Maruk offers me one last glance and heads out, closing the door behind him. Suddenly feel very alone as the lights dim slightly as the light from the hallway fades and I am alone with Doc. It was quickly closed the gap between us and stands but a few feet away from me. How he close distance to me startles me more than anything as I did not hear nor see him move. Hey, Doc. Good morning. How are you?
What's wrong, Alex?
Wrong? What are you talking about? Takes another step forwards. I panic and take half a step back as my heart rate increases again.
Our rate is too high. You sure you're fine?
Shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, Doc, I'm... Stops inching towards me and kneels in front of me to be more at eye level. Despite his earlier actions, I find myself calmer now that he has stopped and I can look into his eyes.
Alex, please, what happened? Was it Maruk?
What? No. There were just a lot of Karen in the hallways, too many, and yeah, in a bit. Doesn't help that I can understand what they are saying. Grateful that I can understand you, but... Bruh. Their reactions are very reasonable. Although calling him an it is a bit much, like, jeez. The reactions are very reasonable to seeing a fucking alien in their station. Like, Jesus. Dot takes a moment to look me over, maybe trying to see something I cannot, for a sign and shaking his head.
I knew this would happen. Sorry, Alex, I feel like I failed you.
What? Morrow, it's fine. It's not your fault.
Even so, I feel I should have been there for you. Perhaps I should be there in the mornings to walk you here.
I think Maruk was right, Doc. I doubt anyone would try anything against him. If it would make you feel better, I wouldn't mind it.
It would. I'll see to it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, really? Why are you diminishing his role in the story, writer? Why are you doing that? Is it because the audience doesn't like how blunt he is, like Flynn? God. Absolute fucking emotional babies, I swear. Someone says one rude thing to them and they immediately cower and quiver or something. Jesus.
Now then, we still have a lot of work ahead of us today. Is that alright with you?
Right, of course.
Yes, let's. But first, would you like a small tour, perhaps? I know that this lab might not be as exciting as the pools or the observatories, but thought you might enjoy at least exploring what you can.
Sounds great, Doc, thanks. Okay, I have to wonder if this is a route thing, or if it's just, like, whichever room you stay in. Because if it's just whatever room you stay in, I'm not doing the other ones. If all that changes, like, the beginning, then no, I'm not fucking doing that.
Well, then we'll start over here. I can show you some of the more interesting machines we have access to here.
Get up and over to wall large devices all plugged into various outlets as well as each other. That is a lot of exposed and messy cords. Is that like a style choice around here? Or are these machines so complicated they have much power?
We got a machine for everything, really. I'm not sure how helpful an explanation for them all would be, but oh, look!
Lumber's over to one of the smaller ones, which is currently emitting a whirring sound as it seems to be gently shaking.
This one has your blood!
It's a centrifuge, isn't it? It's a centrifuge. They, like, spin around and stuff. And spin around really fast to, do stuff, science stuff. What?
I mean, this is the machine we're using to learn more about your blood samples.
Yeah, it's a centrifuge, isn't it? Something like that. Oh, that makes more sense. Not sure you realize how strange it sounded. But we move on. Showed me some inscrutable tools are as well as a. He shows me where some inscrutable tools are, as well as a freezer full of various and probably extremely toxic materials are being stored. Drawer full of bandages and band-aids look extremely large and tough, I assume, since they have to stick to fur, if that's even possible. Casually shows off some larger machines in the back that seems like they were built into the floor of the room, including some big tube-like thing. Says it's for scanning what we cannot see, so I assume it's an MRI of some kind. Where I know we're back at his desk.
Well, is there anything else you think you want to see? In here, of course.
No, not right now, but thanks. Smiles and straightens his lab coat. Why are they not, like, asking you about your fucking planet? Jesus. Fucking Christ, you think that'd be one of the first things I'd want to know, like, hey, alien that we've never seen before. What's your species like? What's your planet like? What's on your planet? All that shit. You'd think they'd want that information first, you know? They think they'd want to fucking ask you that shit. Smiles and straightens his lab coat.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm almost set up for today. Just need a minute to finish some things.
As he walks away to finish preparing for our long day of tests, I find myself sitting next to an array of sharp and scary-looking tools. Tools Doc, fortunately, doesn't even intend on using as he continues checking on one of the monitors. Seems he's a mix of projected monitor screens as well as normal ones throughout the lab. Fact-wise, won't care I need so many monitors. Does he normally have assistants that would help him? I hadn't even thought of that. Hope I didn't cause some Karen to lose her job just because they were not allowed to get close to me. I need to watch Doc work before he walks off to collect some tools from around the room. Well, I can't see everything he picks up. I don't see anything that looks particularly pointy, so I'm probably fine. As another screen flickers to life, I'm curious about how everything is run around here. I know that they have some kind of supercomputer. I mean, they must, right? I think I remember Morrow and telling about something like that. Still, I doubt it's as cool as an AI would be. Although those normally go bad in movies and stuff. A supercomputer and an AI. Huh. I wonder. Do you think those two go together, perhaps, you fucking wanker? Maybe. Just maybe. The AI and the supercomputer are the same fucking thing, maybe. Huh? Use your brain. Hate to be. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm afraid I can't do that, id. Into space. Oh my god. Don't you fucking reference Kubrick, you fucking hack. You're not good enough. Oh no. Those are just movies and this is real. Oh, of course, they're just movies. Just movies, and this is totally fine, yeah. Somehow. Bored, I try to focus on a particular projection that looks to have some interesting graphs being displayed on it. Wait. I'm basically just checking on the posters on the walls at the doctor's office, aren't I? I mean, I'd assume, yeah. Fortunately for me, Doc seems to have finished collecting his tools as he comes over and pulls up a chair next to me. Since I'm not reclining on some horrid examination table with wax paper. I know, yeah, definitely, I know what that is. Feels a bit more personal, which is nice as I feel less exposed. Hey, find everything you need?
Alex, I don't think there are enough examination tools on this station to be fully able to figure out everything about you.
Is that a compliment? Either way, he's probably right. We might as well just call a biologist rather than a doctor. Or, someone used to finding and working with new species rather than just the intricacies of Karen physiology. Man, there's a reasons I didn't get into the science department back home, huh? Well, I don't know much I can help, but I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Fucking finally! Finally! Oh my god. I was like, Jesus. Be fucking intelligent about this. Like, I'm talking to Morrow and now, and the rest of them. An alien species appears on your fucking ship. What do you do? Well, Jeez, ask it questions about where it comes from, obviously.
Appreciate that, Alex, and please, if you think of something you'd like to ask me, feel free, of course. I'm here to help you just as much as you can help me.
I can help him. Not like I cause more harm. I mean, good just by being here, but of course Doc wouldn't think that. I think he's just excited at the forefront of such a discovery. I, on the other hand, found myself writhing ever so much in my chair. Pussy. I suppose I'm still a bit nervous about things to come. How are you? That's so terribly sorry. I'm so terribly sorry for you, you fucking hat. When was the last time I got to check up anyways? Far too long. I don't think this will count for all too much. Not in a way that would matter. Could they find out if I were sick in some way? Maybe, but I can't imagine how. It's like when she's heading up, he turns to me. Just from the expression on his muzzle over, I can tell he knows something is up.
Alex, are you alright?
I think so. Why do you ask?
Your aura's gone up again and you're fidgeting.
Right. Can't get anything past this guy. Although, right now, I feel like most people will be able to tell I'm perhaps not doing well. Sorry, Doc. I think I'm just nervous. You know, we've kind of done this before in the cell, but I can't help it. The disarming smile grows on Doc's face as he looks down at me.
There's nothing to be worried about. All you have to do today is just be you. That's what I'm interested in. And I promise there's nothing too horrible that they will have to go through.
Too horrible? Did he mean to say it like that? Then he's right. Most I have to do today is sit still and answer questions, which, to be fair, I have managed to fail at in the past, but I'll try. Wow, you're fucking dumb. With a nod, we get back on track.
Are you ready, Alex?
Yeah, I think so, Doc. What's up first?
Let me see. Well, so I know I just said not to worry about anything, and I don't want you to, but must have some of you that you may not like.
What do you mean, Doc? Turns away as he's become a bit flushed. What could he possibly ask for? Oh. Oh, I think I know.
If you remember when, well, maybe not. But, I believe I informed you that you were brought in with the emergency medical team may have done a preliminary examination of you, but, it was very rudimentary and, well, could only examine you so well in that cell, and maybe I was hoping that I could possibly, oh, by the heart.
Yep. He's asking exactly what I think he is. Fucking Christ, who cares? It's completely unreasonable, and the fact that he's getting so embarrassed about it is really endearing. But I can understand it. Ask another species to do something like that is obviously embarrassing without knowing how they react. It can't be easy. Especially since he knows that when it came up earlier, it was awkward, to say the least. Not particularly happy with the idea of fully stripping and being observed, but from a medical standpoint, I understand completely. He composes himself and gently focuses his eyes on me.
Alex, I'm sorry I have to ask this as a medical professional. It will be great service to me if I could examine your body.
Yeah, I figured as much.
You what?
I mean, makes sense. Please don't forget I know some things about medical examinations. Well, embarrassing, it is understandable. Interesting how you have some intelligence, but then other times your intelligence completely fails you. Really amusing. He still seems flustered, but his expression quickly changes to what I would equate to a normal smile for him.
It would help me greatly if I could. I know what we did. We did some up for in your cell, but not with my tools. Are much more informative. Promise anything I learn will be solely for medical purposes.
Don't make it weird. It's fine, I understand. Just make sure the door is locked and I'm, go get undressed, I guess. Oliver's a nervous chuckle for gesturing to a particularly tall desk that I quickly scurry behind. Maybe I should try to make small talk to make it less awkward. Hey, so it's only fair to learn about Karen and Amy too after this, right? What the fuck did I just say? Stunned Mara turns without before sputtering out.
I could pull up some images and, No, of course, it's fine. I'd find some references for you if you desire.
I desire to slam my head through a fucking wall, but I don't think Doc would much appreciate that. Deciding that small talk isn't so much my thing, I can use stripping down to like get underwear, which I guess decided to keep on for now. Perhaps he doesn't need to know that much. Given myself a preliminary once over, I don't see many changes. Most of my bruises are gone, but otherwise I look about the same. Well, except for my scar. Wait, where is it? Looking at my shoulder, I can barely see the scar now. It was small before, but now it's barely a mark. I wonder if they did something to it, or maybe it was just never a big wound to begin with. Scar would have been cool, though. See Doc phone with some books and cross-referencing something on a monitor before speaking up. You are ready for me, Doc? Just to catch himself reading. I have a scar, actually. This is me talking. It's on my back, though. It's very, very fucking small, because I got it when I was a baby, but, you know, that's a story. It's a story. Basically, I was, like, around 6 months old, and I fell off a glass table onto this, like, broken glass bowl that I knocked off said table and cut my back open. So that's the thing. I almost died then. Yeah. Just to catch himself freaking out from behind the monitor. For a moment, noticing. For a moment, nothing happens. It's as if silence has taken the room. But eventually, he lets out a sigh and greets with a smile.
Yes, just a minute, Alex. Appreciate your cooperation so much.
Jeez, with a smooth talker. Doesn't know I'm already undressed. Sit back down next to him as he puts on some, frankly, massive gloves for returning to me.
Alex, I know you've done some of this before, but I would like to once again thank you for this once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-species history's opportunity to examine you.
Don't make it weird, Marwan. It's fine. It's due for a checkup anyways. Doesn't be confused before I realize that I've said another unfamiliar word. Sorry, I was making a joke. Like this right now. Where you inspect me and make sure I'm alright, that kind of meeting. Didn't get it. I'm starting to feel that my comedic talent is being thrown to the wolves here, but now is not the time to worry about that. So, well, where would you like to start?
Right, of course, if you wouldn't mind, Alex, and just stand there, right, please.
Stand at attention for him, although I found myself standing fairly defensively. Not something doing on purpose, just I think it being in this situation made a bit on edge, and no matter how much I trust Morrow. Must know us as well as he sighs and crouches down to meet me at eye level. As you look back at him.
Alex, we don't have to do this now if you're uncomfortable. Perhaps you would like to wait for another time. Or we go through the steps of the process might make it better for you. Everything we do here today is for you. But I don't want to be at your expense. This arm of nature is still something so amazing to me as I found myself loosening and my thoughts returning. No, I know this is important to you and I want to help. It's the least I can do. Alex, you don't.
Morrowind, it's fine. I'm just nervous. This has to strike you as weird, no? I mean, I'm an alien. In fact, I can even understand whatever language it is you're speaking is a miracle.
Korean.
Korean, really. That is the most clue to allow. You could have been so much more original with that.
And yes, the nature isn't lost to me, Alex. Simply choosing to look at the pauses of it. Here I will explain everything as I do it, and we can take it as slow as you would like. There is no rush, we have all the time in the world.
Which world? Thank you, Marwan. Alright, let's continue. Soft smile under my safety as he gently reaches towards me.
I will still go through the steps as I would any other patient, but I'll be sure to explain everything before I do it. Now, do you think you can give me one of your hands? I would like to examine it up close.
There's a massive paw in front of me and patiently waits. Don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. Perhaps it's just being so exposed and something is holding me back. Eventually, I reach out a hand and lay it in his. So you can take the opportunity to feel his paw. Still soft, still so different. Gently rolls his hand around a procedure I swear I've done before and inspects everything from the fingernails to the veins underneath. Asks me to open and close it a few times and eventually finds my heart beating my wrist. to which he eerily comments, and now it's slower than before. Would it be alright if we examine the rest of your arm now? I would like to see the limits of its rotation as well as how your scar is doing. Now I hold my arm out to my side, which he graciously takes as cue. Slowly move my arm as if I were a toy, trying to figure out its limits, but never pushing it too far. Rubs a finger on my scar and leans in a better view. Feels breath on my chest as he examines my shoulder. The heartbeat was slower before, it certainly isn't now, as he almost literally breathing down my neck. Satisfied, he backs off, leaving me with one disproportionately warm shoulder. After a bit more gentle poking and prodding, he pulls out his stethoscope and steps behind me. Frigid metal causes me to shiver, which I have to explain to a distraught Morrow is fine. He listens to my breath for a long time, what feels like a minute or so at least, before stepping back around in front of me. Hadn't realized, but I've calmed down sufficiently. In fact, I wasn't even listening to what he was saying, I was just on autopilot. He's staring at me, waiting for something. Sorry? What was that, Morrow? I asked if I could listen to your heart, Alex. Perhaps take your blood pressure again. Right, of course. Makes sense. Yeah, sure, please go ahead. He smiles, and I lift my arm to him. To which he raps gently with that device. Fucking Christ, you mean the blood pressure thing? Jesus Christ, dude. Takes a deep breath and leans in close, just listening. The room was so faint I could hear my own heart in my ears, so I found myself surprisingly calm by everything. There was no wall, there was nothing to run from, no alarms, no classes to be late to. Just this moment. And then it passes. Sounds good, Alex. And your blood pressure seems to be within a decent deviation from before. But I'd presume it to be okay, it's barely changed. Ah, yeah, systolic and the other one. Systolic blood pressure and something else, I think. I don't remember the exact words, but I know I learned about this shit. Alex. Right, your guess is as good as mine. May I... Would you mind raising your arms, Alex? I'd like to inspect your chest more. I guess. Please raise my arms above my head. That is fine. May I? Oh, yeah, sure. Takes a few seconds for him to act himself, but eventually he reaches out a massive bundle and puts the hand over where my heart is. It's almost enough to cover my whole chest. How fucking big are these people? Jesus. He'll put him on my side and run his fingers on my ribs, carefully touching how much each can be pushed and moved. I look down, almost enamored, a similar expression on his face, although our eyes do not meet. Ends up actually tapping an exposed claw against the sensitive patch of skin, causing me to jump, which, of course, with the slew of holidays. Whenever he touches, it leaves an undeniable warmth that has missed the second contact is lost. Carefully, he inspects every muscle and patch of skin he can find. Swear it could be counting every hair for all I know. Leaning in close, I can once again feel his breath. End up turning away. He does, however, stop after some time as he retracts his paws. Thank you, I hope that wasn't too much. No. It's fine, Marlin. Give me one last pat on my shoulder before getting up to record everything on his monitor. Take this time to reclaim my seat and just watch him work. Although I'm starting to realize on my shirt it is pretty cold here. Hey, Doc. Looks up fully from his work to face me. Yes, Alex? How much more of the, physical examination do you need done? Need to get down for today? It's a bit chilly in here. Oh, of course. Yes, feel free to put your clothes back on. Sorry. It was fine, really. That being said, we both turn away from each other as I scuttle over my clothes and hastily get dressed. Heading back, it seems the doc has finished up his notes and is ready to continue. How are you feeling? We could stop for the day if that was too much. No, it's fine. Maybe just take a minute. When is next, anyways? Of course, let me see. Turns back to his monitor and checks off a few things as more and more screens appear. Doesn't look like a good system. If I'm going to be honest, all the pop-ups seem more annoying than not. I can barely figure out what he's searching for. Eventually, a bulleted list comes up and he scrolls a large finger down until he stops at a point. Yes, well,
I was wondering if I could inspect some of your sensory organs, if that were okay.
Wait, what? Holy fucking shit, you idiot. Oh, my eyes and stuff. I suppose that's fine. Sure thing. What are you thinking?
Well, just run your scan is all. Just would like a closer look. See if I can't figure out how you work on the inside as well.
Calmly edit that comment. I guess it's about normal for weird things for Doc to say. Takes a small plastic device off his desk and walk. Who is. Oh. It's just the dog. I think. Let me go check. Oh boy.
Right.
Oh yeah, I was right. Neat. Cool. Boy. Wow, we're almost an hour for this video. Makes sense with this game. Makes a lot of sense. He takes a small device off his desk and walks back to me, standing by idly as if waiting for something. You forget something?
What? No, I was just. May I inspect you again, that is?
Right, he's almost as nervous as I am. At least he's doing a good job pretending he is. But does he really have to does he really have to ask again? I guess it's just being kind. Yes, you may. Smiles and steps in to begin his further examination. Takes a few seconds to explain the procedure before flashing a smile at my eyes and uses a tool to look down my ears. Carefully tilts my head this way and that before smiling and writing down more notes. Asking me simple questions about how I hear or smell things. It's not a long examination. I think he's sparing me from that for now, but he does gotta go to how everything works. There's a lot of him turning away to type something up with him, quietly asking me to move my head this way and that. You, learn anything interesting yet?
Oh my, yes. Eerily similar to how I put it.
Yeah?
Indeed. While they may be in different shapes and sizes, it seems as though we do indeed have very similar ways of interacting with the world. At least in terms of our senses. Our eyes and ears seem to have similar structure to our own, minus the design, of course. Even your mouth and nose are similar if you're describing them correctly.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I explained them the best I could.
As far as I'm concerned, you are the most knowledgeable being about your species on the station.
No, that was a compliment. I gotta be careful about that more than anything. If I make a bad joke about something, I could seriously mess up Doc's research or worse. Our little exchange, Doc continues writing some notes. We're taking a small sample of my blood for more testing. It's annoying but understandable. Okay, how far in to this update? 39k words. I doubt we're anywhere near the end. Yeah, I definitely need to. Okay.
Hello.
Alright, sorry about that. Just in my alarm for tomorrow. Now, at least this time I can see as he takes the small vial and plugs it directly in the same machine from earlier. Yeah, it's a centrifuge. It's definitely a centrifuge. You like spins the blood really fast to like do stuff. I don't know exactly, but it does that. The site asks him what it is doing, but he just responds, analyzing it, whatever that means. Yeah, I thought so. It's fine. I probably wouldn't understand anyways. Knocking the door does bring me out of my negative thoughts, though, as my eyes shoot to the what I thought was a locked door. Moreover, doesn't react as intrigued as I am, as he just casually walks over and opens it. Can't see who's on their side, but after a short conversation, he comes back with a small tray and some food. Is that Maruk?
Hmm? No, sorry, Alex. You know, if it was Maruk, I'd have welcomed him inside. That was one of my assistants delivering breakfast for you. And look, now you have breakfast. Psst.
God, this. I don't like this character. I mean, whatever. It's great. But are we gonna eat here? We should head back to the room.
Oh, no need to leave just yet. We can eat here just fine.
Thought you didn't like to eat where you work. Freezes again. Damn it, I'd almost rather not catch him in his lies, no matter how small they are. Just worries me what else he might not be telling me.
Did I say that? Well, I'll make an exception for you, Alex. I know it's not like we can go eat anywhere else right now.
Thanks for reminding me. Mutter with the slightest bit of disdain. Oh boy, you dick jerk. Fuck you, holy hell. Why are you so fucking judgmental all the time, MC? Conversation dies down after that. I think Dot might have realized what had happened as he goes about clearing up a bit and taking some last few notes. He's interesting, to say the least. I think I can trust him. I do trust him, just wish he wouldn't lie to protect me so often. Or at least not lie to me so often. Little things like that, whatever that was, I can look past. But if something like that list of rules comes up again, we might have to talk. It's like to eat the food I shouldn't be eating in here. He finally comes back to face me. Smile plastered on his face. He's willing to move past it. I guess I'll try as well. Didn't know you had assistants.
What? Well, I suppose I brought it up, no, but I think I ran this whole lab myself.
I mean, kinda, yeah.
No, they aren't allowed. They aren't allowed in right now. Very much easier if you were just you and me for the next few days.
That makes sense, thanks.
Of course. Speaking of, though, I have a schedule prepared for you if you'd like me to read it to you now.
Oh, really? Sure, yeah.
Well, today I figured I'd try to keep it as easy as I can for you and just go over some simple tests and maybe more longer on, but only if you are feeling up to it. No pressure, really, Alex. Rook will be around lunch, and I've also prepared a small presentation for you, if you would like.
Presentation?
Yes, some small things I thought you might be curious to learn about is all.
That sounds great, Morrow. Thank you.
And tomorrow there'll be some more tests. Some that might be a bit more trying, but once again, there is no pressure. Would help immensely, though, if we could do them, however. That is tomorrow, so do not worry about it.
That's a weird way of brushing it under the rug, but he's right, I can't worry about that just yet. You very much can. Knowing Doc, I'm sure when he says trying, that just means I'll be slightly discomforted. Still, I appreciate not having to worry about those right now.
Then, let's see. Oh yes, on Thursday we will...
Wait. What did you just say?
On Thursday we will...
Thursday?
I don't understand, Alex. Did I say something wrong?
Doc, how many days are there in a week?
7.
And what are they?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
All right. That is beyond creepy.
What is, Alex? What's wrong?
The days. Just like how they are back home.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, you have 7 days in a week here, and there are 7 days in a week where I come from as well. You even have the same names for the days. Doc just looked stunned. Must think this is some kind of poor attempt at humor. I don't blame him. Just as confused as he is about all this. That is interesting.
So let me understand this. You're saying that the days here have the exact same name as the ones you do back home?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like... Oh, Alex, if you consider that maybe they don't.
What do you mean?
Well, you said before that you've never heard us speak any language of your own, correct?
That's what I was gonna say. Thank you, Marwin, for saying that for me, so I didn't have to get angry at the fucking VN writer again. Because believe me, I would do that in a heartbeat. Oh, God. This is exactly what I was gonna say, that the fucking AI, like, the fucking thing, whatever's causing him to fucking understand their language, which is such bullshit, by the way. Main character syndrome in fucking spades. Let's just say that. Yeah. Main character syndrome. It's just ridiculous. So,
Well, why would this be any different? By whatever gift you can understand us, it may have just translated Laura's use for the days into how you would hear them.
oh, right. That makes more sense. Exactly. Exactly, you fucking idiot. Still, maybe you could write them down for me? And I could check?
Thought you couldn't read our writing, Alex.
Oh, shit, right. Well, it's still weird there are 7 days.
Those I can see that is true. Having the same number of days in a week as your home planet is surprising. But I imagine it will only help you understand things in the future.
Yeah, you're probably right. Both almost sounds like collect our thoughts. They're still not asking about Earth or anything like that. Really. This messed up communication really goes both ways, huh? Doc is probably right. I'm just understanding that they are calling them a certain day, and I can somehow understand that as I've understood everything else that they've said so far. Yes, translation. It's a interesting art. Translation. Very interesting. How, though? Good question. Still have no idea.
Where were we? Ah, yes. Schedule.
Right, yeah, of course. Sorry for that pause. That lined up perfectly, because I was going to say that.
It's quite alright, Alex.
So thank you.
Yes, well, on Thursday we will do in the same physical tests and perhaps seeing how well you work in different environments.
Different environments?
Oh, yes, like extreme heat or cold, zero gravity, etc.
Stream eating cold doesn't exactly sound like a great idea to me, but messing around in zero G sounds awesome. Unless they decide to throw me out in the sip, that wouldn't be great.
And on Friday we have soup. Is that all it says? I swear I double checked this list. Oh, by the heart, did I get mixed up with your food allowances?
Oh shit, I spilled water on me. Fucking Christ. Ugh. Ugh. I'll just take the fucking lid off. Come on. There it goes, yeah. Alright. Lid's off. Dog frantically flips through the pages of his notes trying to find what he's looking for. Eventually, moving to his computer to check his monitor for any sign of an answer.
I might have to get back to you about the rest of the schedule. I'm not so sure that I wrote it all out correctly.
It's fine, no worries. So for the rest of the day, though, just some easy tests.
Yes, in fact, you are done with breakfast, so we continue with those for the day.
After cleaning up my plates, Doc brings them to the door and leaves them on the desk. Before he heads over to some machines and gesturing for me to follow.
So as I said, today's tests are more to get a baseline than anything. Where's me another needle if you think you can handle it?
I think I can.
Good. Step up here, please. Is it a scale?
It's a scale. He pats at a metal plate on the floor and I step on. How much do you weigh? Noting that it moves slightly in response to my presence. Oh, is it a scale? Looking around, I see what I assume are numbers being displayed on the screen in front of me. Oh man. Two symbols that look like an upside down T and an exclamation point. Huh. I wish there would be some sort of way. I wish that he would actually expand on this language and make it into a full out conlang. I've gained weight. Wait, what? How do you know that? I'm looking at Doc, just taking some notes and in some buttons on the scale. So am I healthy, Doc?
I'm afraid you have to tell me that, Alex. According to my definitions, you're severely underweight and you have terrible fur condition.
But I'm not so sure my metrics would apply to you. Yeah, I don't think so. If it helps at all, I think I might be a bit overweight. Nothing to be concerned about, but could afford to lose a few pounds.
A few what?
Oh, pounds, a measurement of weight.
I see. Well, I'm not gonna lecture you on that.
This is he slaps his gut with his furry hand. Yeah, you're a fatso, I get it. Nice to be able to share even a small laugh with Doc, and I'm glad he can joke about such things. Sure he takes care of himself, though.
Thank you for letting me know about your weight. I'm just writing the numbers down. Without your input, I can't really figure out much more. Like, you told us your age, but without references to your physical development, that number doesn't mean too much. And the same goes for this.
Can't imagine how confusing all this must be, well, I mean, from a scientific standpoint, at least. Such a small sample size to work with, and you're trying to figure out so much.
It is quite the task.
Yeah, so if you have questions, please ask. You know, I might not be able to answer them all. Picking up on my accidental self-depredation, or at least my mood change. Is that supposed to be deprecation? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be deprecation. That moves in a bit.
Of course, Alex. It's been nothing but wonderful about all this. Thank you.
A small smile creeps into my face, and I give him a small nod. He helps me to get down off the scale, and we head over to another fairly innocuous tool hanging against the wall.
Do you mind taking your shoes off, actually? I was hoping to get a measurement of your height, if you don't mind.
Taking out my worn shoes, I put my back against the wall and follow Doc's instructions. It guides me on how to stand. Seems far more complicated than need be until I realize I don't have ears that poke up, and he just lowers the bar until it's over my head. Well, how short am I?
Compared to Karen heights, I would definitely be concerned about your growth, but for humans, well, you tell me.
Right. Just a bit short on average, but nothing no.
Oh, so humans are normally shorter than Karen.
Feels like an insult to all humanity, but I guess he is right. Still. Guess on average, but there have been people almost twice as tall as me.
Really? Fascinating. Well, as I hope you've noticed, Karen can vary in size, but are usually about Maruk's height. Not a bit shorter.
Oh, so you are tall for a Karen, then?
Yes, indeed.
How does Tyr feel about that?
Oh, he manages. Might be short for a Karen, but when I'm around, no one brings it up.
Yeah, I think the tallest human was like 8 feet something. Which, Jesus Christ. That is fucking tall. That is really tall. I'm pretty sure he had to like have fucking crutches because he couldn't like really hold himself up when he was that tall. Yeah, Robert Wadlow. He was according to this, he was 8 feet 11, so he was almost 9 feet tall. Wow, that is that's almost Goliath height. Jesus. Oh, this cup is fucking weird. Like it's like it's one of those weird cups that has like a hollow in it. Like there's the place where the liquid and there's a hollow and there's the outside, and inside that hollow there's a bunch of glitter. So that's a bit weird. I keep thinking I'm gonna accidentally like drink glitter. Anyway, I'm gonna go get it refilled because I am thirsty, and I need water anyway because my voice gets all cracked and shit when I'm doing this for this long. See ya in a sec. Good lord. No, 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 da 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 da. Man, oh man, dinner smells fucking good, mate. Jesus. My mom got home and she's making dinner. It's it looks like she's doing a sauce with it's Alfredo sauce with like some meat and some broccoli. And then there is a pot of forelli pasta. It's like the bow ties. Oh man, that looks fucking good and it smells great too. I wish you could smell it. Smell the vision. That's not been a thing for a while though. I got my drink though. I got my drink. It is a cherry Pepsi because that's the best. Pepsi is the better version of Coke. Sue me. I can imagine. Didn't want to ask though, Alex. Since you were brought it up, I have another question if I may. What is this question? Yeah, sure. What is it? You brought up your age earlier, and I was curious if you could perhaps expand human lifespan. Yes! I was waiting for them to actually ask about fucking humans because that's what you do in this situation. You'd ask questions about the life form itself. Life cycle? How do I explain this? Like, at what age are you considered adults, and how long you expect to live? That make more sense? Oh yeah, well, pretty sure the human brain doesn't finish developing until we're about 25 or something. So let's just say that for adults, and well, I think most people live till they're 80? Maybe a bit more if you're lucky. Oh my, really? That's not very long. Most Karen live to be well into their What the fuck? Hell no, I wouldn't want to live for 1,000 years. Fuck that. Or what? Exactly.
Sorry, Alex, I couldn't resist.
Bitch! That's the first time I've seen this fucker make a joke like that. I'm actually proud of you. You were messing with me? Damn, Doc. Expect that from Maru, not from you. Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Well, I have to entertain myself somehow. Right, but yes, wasn't kidding about the short part. The average current lifespan is about 180 years, and sometimes longer.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. 1,000 years for a humanoid life form? Uh-uh. No way, bitch. Nuh-uh, no. That is biologically impossible. That's impressive.
Suppose it is now, put into context of things.
Damn, that's long. No wonder they have such impressive scientific advancements. Yeah, if you could live for at least 180 years, there is so much more humans would have. Like, that would be the one benefit of living for that long. Being able to pack my brain full of so much info and be able to actually help people. That'd be fucking cool. So wait, are you considered young then? You're only like, what, 33?
34. And no, not really. I'm still well an adult by Karen standards, as are the rest of your guardians.
Guess that makes sense. Covering your bases there, huh? Harkness test and all that. Is it sentient? Can it consent? And is it an adult for its species? Ah, yes. I mean, they all pretty impressive jobs and all. Still. All that time.
Alex,
What is it?
would you like to talk about this? I noticed you were, well, not doing well.
Not doing... Oh, right. Fuck, that really is kind of creepy at times. Looming, the heart rate monitoring, all of it, actually. Oh, no, not really. Not right now, at least. Do you mind if we move on, in fact?
Of course, Alex.
Walking that to the central table and logs all what he's learned so far. Or at least I imagine that's what he's doing. Actually, now that I'm curious about it. Hey, Marwin.
Yes?
Can I ask what you were writing?
Of course. Just writing down my notes, adding them to your file, and seeing if there are any other results from the earlier tests.
Earlier tests?
Yes, most of your blood tests.
Makes sense. It's good I have my own file, though, in case I were to have another medical incident while here. Wait. Two already, haven't I? Sorry, I have another question.
No worries, Alex, what is it?
When I first got here and got, well, apprehended,
Yes?
well, I got a pretty bad cut, but now it's mostly gone. Is that Karen medicine, or...
Ah, yes.
Seems like maybe I shouldn't have brought it up. Doc gets up from his monitor and turns to me, leaning just a bit.
That was emergency teams doing. In a panic, they used a device and you to seal your wound shut. Mind you, I was not consulted on this and as I was not present, and I would not have recommended its use if I were. But since you were losing blood and they saw no alternative, they acted.
Why not? Didn't it work?
Yes, and I'm glad for it, but I'd hate for you to have a scar from that. Well, physical one at least. The machine had only been using Karen previously, so it was... Using it on aliens very risky. Who knows what side effects you could have had, or how dangerous it could have been under you.
Can I see it?
Huh? No, you cannot see it. Left no scars.
What? No, sorry, the machine.
Oh, miss, I believe I have one lying around here.
Can't not be. Goes to a few drawers, or come back to a surprisingly small device.
This is an auto-stitcher, although the name belies its true functionality. What it's actually doing is connecting skin tissues and trying to create a flawless bridge between the
Oh, okay. Okay. That is insane. Connecting skin tissue. The fucking science involved in something like that, man. They are light years ahead of us. You'd have to create new, like, biomaterial that is able to mesh with a living creature's DNA and not get rejected, which that alone is insane. Oh man, that is crazy. Biology is so fucking cool though.
It merely looks as though we're stitching while being used. It's not a pleasant process, mind you, but it is fast.
So they use that on me? Doesn't look too dangerous.
Well, can just as easily cause damage when not used correctly. You do not want to see what it looks like when someone accidentally stitches their paw to their...
Yeah, that doesn't sound pleasant. That's never fun. What do you... Okay, yeah. The way you're describing this, that it creates new skin tissue. That wouldn't be fun. Ah. Well, that is impressive. Didn't have anything like that back home, not that I know of at least. Just good old normal stitches for us.
Still use normal stitches as well, mind you, sometimes. All those stitchers aren't cheap.
Is anything on the station cheap?
Not really, no. Well, maybe some things, but nothing important.
I take it a lot of things around here are important.
Yes, there is a fascinating research being done here daily, and not just by the Karen you've met.
Yeah, about that, Doc. I was wondering, could you tell me about some of that? Or at least about what goes on here.
Why do you ask?
That felt cold. Well, I'm just curious. All I know is that you are the head doctor and that the chief was working on something big before I got here in whatever department he works in. What does he do exactly?
Professor Senna works in the particle physics lab.
Ooh, interesting, interesting. Particle physics. Oh, fuck yes. Oh, I'm not going to talk about that, but I've gone for a while.
Mind you, he also works in advanced robotics, computational astrophysics, and neural-based IA languages, synthetic materials, and biotics, as well as a few other things in his free time.
Wow. Computational astrophysics. That's complicated. That's a complicated subject. Me personally, I am into linguistics, I'm into conlang, I'm into literature, I'm into writing, I'm into horror, and, I'm learning various languages. That's another thing. He's a doctor and all those things.
Well, no, he's 147, Alex. He has hobbies.
Hobbies?
Yes, while not being an expert in those fields, he is still highly regarded.
Hey, don't knock an old man's hobbies, dude. It's a bit fucked up. But yeah, I wonder how old, okay. How old was he? 147. 147. And Morrow is 34. So he was 113 when Morrow was born? Jeez. If my math's right, that is. I suck at math.
If you must, though, he is at the top of his field in particle physics, advanced robotics, and neural-based systems.
Yeah, that makes sense. Neural-based IA systems. Yeah, obviously, because he made the thing that is like doing the language research, language communication stuff. Particle physics, though. You're getting into some seriously interesting theories with that shit. Some really advanced mathematics I know nothing about, but I know the concepts. And oh man, is it fun. That is way too much to take in. Still, it's beyond impressive. Seems like Tyr really is all he seems to be. I think I said this in the last video, but Tyr is the Norse god of war. And funnily enough, God of War Ragnarok came out in the interim between these two videos. And Tyr is in that too, if you can call him Tyr. I mean, spoilers. So is the project he's working on in the physics field then?
I can't tell you that, Alex. Not yet.
Worth another shot. Really, Doc, that's amazing. He taught you?
Huh?
I mean, he is your father, yes. Did he teach you his hobbies?
No, Professor Senos taught me a great deal of things, but he allowed me to focus on medicine. Advanced physics usually goes over my ears a bit.
Why does he call him that? Professor Seno, isn't he just his dad? He said I should call him by his first name. Surely Maro can too, right? Maybe I shouldn't ask though. Could be a sore subject. Choice. Make it a choice. Well, maybe you can tell you something else. Like, you know more about neurals, maybe? Did Tyr ever teach you about those?
Did I not explain them well enough before? What else are you curious about?
Well, you said they can be used to do some work with monitors do, but it was a bit vague. I was wondering if you could maybe explain it a bit more.
Sure. Well, the main use of neurals is to integrate with technology and allow for greater use of tools. For example, bionic limbs wouldn't be able to use a simple model without a neural, but with a neural, a greater variety of models is available. And if someone without a neural were to implant a newer prosthetic, they might just suffer from lack of functionality. Nothing fatal, mind you.
Trying to say they're dependent on how much you can afford. Even in this sci-fi world, healthcare still sucks. I'ma do something real quick. I'll see you in a sec. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. Versucht so sagen, das sei davon abhängig seid, weil wir sei. I'm butchering pronunciation. I was trying to say that sentence in German from memory, and I can't really do that. I don't have enough brain power right now. Anyway, back into this. I'm sure that's just my human-addled brain trying to put a definition to it, but it does all seem very expensive, especially after what Rune said too. Would he have been stuck with some shitty non-functional arm if he wasn't employed? Sorry, I'm still a bit confused. So is it hard to get a neural? Are they expensive, or...
Well, most people don't really need to get a neural mind you, but the fact that most Karen you've met have one so far is very surprising. It's not something a civilian would need in the day-to-day. Unless, of course, you need a limb to integrate with some new machine.
What do you mean, integrate?
You see how Marukta works?
What do you mean?
It's a monitor. It only displays a few screens, and it uses more options.
Then there should be only one you here. Oh, so I wasn't imagining that. Yeah, I think so. Why?
Well, that is how his neurals interfacing with his monitor through his eye.
Huh.
Most people have monitors, and everyone has the kind of model that would be enhanced by neural usage.
So is it mainly monitors and biotics that need neurals to function, or is there other stuff?
Only reason you'd need a neural is if you were getting a biotic prosthetic. May just have with some other more advanced motor monitors and military-grade hardware.
Oh, the military. I guess I knew they had one since Boruk is a lieutenant or whatever, but still, with 3 habitable planets, I can imagine it's always an easy thing to take care of. Wonder if they've had a war in space yet. Hope not. I mean, it would be kind of cool though, in a morbid kind of way, where dogs are shooting lasers from spaceships and
Alex.
Shit, I was too busy daydreaming about space buds, the Elrayan Wars, to hear what he said. Sorry, I was,
It's fine, Alex, I figured.
My face became flush for some damned reason. Why is that so embarrassing? Must he called me out on it, but more so than expected it.
Just curious if you had any other questions. Well, we thought for so long that Maruk would be here soon. Might have to squeeze another test after lunch.
Other questions? He hasn't been super specific about neurals, but I guess he might understand all that himself. Maybe there's something else I can ask? Choice. Oh, fucking Christ, damn it. Hey, Doc, do you have another question if you don't mind?
Of course, Alex. What is it?
Does Tyr have a neural?
No, why?
You said they can be used to integrate with monitors and scientific hardware, right? Wouldn't that be useful for him?
Alex, that's why I'm around.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Needs something done with an earl, he usually just asks me to do it.
Aren't you busy with your work?
Well, sometimes, yes, but it's okay. As far as I'm concerned, the work he's doing is far more important than the research being done here. At least until you showed up, of course. That being said, I still do need help him out every once in a while.
Does Doc not value his work, or is he just serious about how important? Is he serious about how important Tyr's work is? Surprised that he goes so far to drop what he's doing at a given moment, but I suppose it's a chain of command kind of thing. Anyways, Doc did say his assistant, so I imagine they just pick up the work for him when he's not here. Well, I'd love it if you could tell me more about it sometime. But I understand it's all very secretive right now.
It is, but do not fear. As soon as the opportunity arises, I will let you know what I can.
How many people know what Tyr's doing anyways? No Maruk and Rune they seem fairly knowledgeable in most things. Well, some things.
There are a few people right now, Alex. It's nothing to be worried about, though, if you are. It's more due to the fact we still know if the test was a success.
Alright. Is Tyr still sad about that?
You could say that. He's occupied working on it, so need him to worry.
Yeah, none of what he said assuaged my intrigue about anything. But I won't push it. Doc seems like the kind of person to gossip. Well, actually. At least not gossip too much. Alright, I'll get off your tail about it. Do you have anything else planned for today? So Maruk might be here soon, right? Maybe we could do more tests to help me find out what I can and can't eat.
No worries, Alex. Do not bother me one bit, and yes, Maruk should be arriving shortly. As far as tests go, they might have to wait until tomorrow. I had other things planned for today, sorry.
It's fine, no rush.
I don't think understood me as he gives me a fledgling smile before turning back to his monitor to finish writing some things down.
Okay, I'm beginning to think that this 39,000 word thing, there's no way at the amount of words we seem to have gotten close. So, I think this update might be as long, or at least close to as long as the last one. Jesus. Damn, learning AI. I'm not even sure how to begin to explain every saying or expression that might accidentally jump out of my mouth. Barely stop myself half the time. It's not an issue, I just have to be more careful, I guess. Morrow slowly turned to the door before sauntering over to check who it is.
You're gonna let me in, or... Officer Maruk, late as usual. Yes, please come in. Late? Don't you count every tick if you want, but at least I remembered to bring lunch. Yes, we should count. Even the smallest victories for you. Alright, Doc, you made your point. Too much? Sorry, please come in. Thank you for bringing lunch.
Yeah, I don't understand him at all. But with that out of the way, Maruk comes in and drops a tray down in front of me. Nothing new.
So, Doc, I know you got assistance. Why am you running all around the station just to bring you food, huh? Miss me that much? Miss you? I just thought you could use some exercise. Whatever. How's all this going? It's going well. Just simple tests right now. Taking their weight, height, and some vitals again. Just to monitor for the future. I didn't ask, Alex, but you did say you were an adult, so I kinda assume you'll be growing much more, will ya?
That's a silly question, but no, that makes sense to ask. Oh, no, but don't worry too much if my weight changes from day to day, that kinda just happens.
I will note that, thank you.
Hey, Maruk, how are you here anyways? Are you busy today?
I am. What? Questioning why you bother spending time coming to help out?
Suddenly I wish he wasn't here, I wonder why.
No, I'm just finishing up some paperwork today. I don't get back out to real work till tomorrow. Trust me, this was a welcome excuse.
Didn't you have enough time for that the last few days?
You think that, wouldn't you? But no. At least that's not what old Chief thinks. Or at least what he's telling me. But at least now I'm back in my office, I can finish some of it a bit faster. No. Distractions.
You? Get distracted? Perish the thought.
Well, I can't understand whatever the fuck you just said. I know it was an insult, kid. Watch it next time, El.
Stops as his eyes meet Doc with a less than welcoming expression. Don't threaten me with a good time, Maruk.
Can you two, please? For 5 minutes. Just enjoy lunch.
We're fine, Doc.
Yeah. I was just threatening him. Nothing to worry about.
Doc just rolls his eyes and writes some notes. Don't threaten me with a good time, buddy. Doc just rolls his eyes and writes some note down on his monitor, turning away from us. Maruk very loudly unwraps his sandwich.
Sandwich.
Catching a scathing side eye from Doc, unperturbed. And through a full mouth, Maruk tries to change the subject.
So, Doc, nothing to report then? Nothing you have to worry about? Please, Maruk, try to relax some. No, you've been on edge for almost a week now.
Doc just rolls his eyes. Maruk, cowed from worrying, he gives up and finishes his lunch. Fuck you, Mara. I want to talk to him. He's cool. I like him. Such a fit Karen. Eats like a monster. The Seder burger barely lasted more than 5 bites for disappearing.
Hey, Doc, I know you normally have some other people running around here and doing stuff for you, but when they ain't here, it's kind of creepy being alone in here. I mean, it's fine and all, but it's just a bit misplaced for only the two of you. Yes, my assistants are elsewhere. And no, they were not given clearance to work with Alex, not yet at least, but it's fine, I can manage. I know how to work everything in here, and if I need another pair of paws, I'll just call you. Now much you love spending time away from work. Look, I'll come if you need me, Doc, but I don't think I know nearly as much about medicine as your assistants do. No, I do not think it will be wise for you to assist with anything that technical. But if you ever are on patrol or find yourself walking by, feel free to stop in.
Do you? Find yourself close by, I mean. Still don't understand how big this place is.
I'm not quite sure how to explain it in measurements that you understand, Alex. Then I'm still not sure it's a good idea to tell you that at all.
Smart. I like you.
Ignoring Officer Maruk here, the station itself is quite massive. It's not the largest in Olarian, but that's not important right now. As I said before, it houses roughly 500 Karen, as well as labs and facilities for all of us, including necessities like the engines, generators, and other essential systems. Jeez, Doc, why don't you just give him the layout and security specs while you're at it?
I love you. I want to fucking kiss you. God damn it.
If you keep this up, I will just may.
That backs down. Duo becomes at least a bit less suspicious of me soon, if not outright trusting me, or at least trusting my inability to do real harm to anyone here. Does know he knocked me out with a single tackle, right? Wait, did he? I mean, I blacked out, but that means he must have hit me seriously hard, and I don't remember being that hurt. Hey, Maruk? When you, detained me, how did you do it so fast?
Through pure skill and my amazing natural talent, what do you mean? Alex, are you sure you want to talk about this?
No, I mean, I went out like a light. How did you make me faint so fast?
Are you asking how I knocked you out so fast? Here, look.
Lifting an empty paw up, I can see he's wearing some kind of biker gloves. Actually, now that I think about it, he's had those on before.
Morrow, please be careful. Morrow, please be careful. You heard Alex. No, come on. Look at this. You're curious, aren't you?
Looking back forward to the two, I leaned it a bit further before.
Psst.
Fuck you. Fuck you. An arc of energy bounces in his claws. That's fucking cool. Jumped back and almost fall on my chair before Dot managed to catch me. I think he was really ready. Was I ready for that, actually?
Maruk! Said be careful, damn it. He's fine. Didn't get him.
What was that? A taser. A taser. You've seen tasers before, right, Alex?
That's one of the security team's less aggressive forms of attainment. Ta! Alex took it fine once, Doc. Don't worry so much. But yeah, it's an integrated electroshock self-defense system. See?
A few more fairly harmless arcs are about to use his claws and the padded material of his glove. I had no idea how he's controlling it, but I'll be damned if it isn't kind of awesome.
Rue, please, we talked about.
Please tell him that. Compliment the fucker. For fuck's sake, tell him he's cool.
No weapons on my lab. I ain't fine, but yeah, that's how you drop so fast.
I can imagine. So wait, how come you aren't getting shot by it, though?
You're asking the wrong Karen.
And Doctor just shakes his head.
Look, I may know a lot about technology, but I usually ignore anything that is used as a weapon. Not really my interest.
That's no, I get, but I guess I should have expected less from a doctor after all. Still, it seems Karen technology still has quite a few ways to shock me, literally sometimes.
Tsk. They finished up here, they've got some more damn files that need approving. Gotta go.
Alright. And shut the last of my lunch, I hand him the tray and he answers the door.
Thank you, Maruk. Same time tomorrow? Yeah, don't worry about it.
No longer him as he walks down the hall, but Doc just nods his head and closes the door. You didn't compliment him, Alex? You fucking god. I think my taste of men is becoming clear. I think it's becoming clear. Mm-hmm. Are you online? Yes, you are. Who else is online? Okay. No sai mai cosa potere la vita. Oh. Oh, my bladder. Yeah, I need to go piss. Holy shit, almost 2 hours. That's fucking long. Not really, not for my channel. Dibbity. This is, yeah, okay. Lovely, I am back. The cool blue-green light suddenly seemed colder and less full.
That was long, Salocchia. Ready to continue for the day?
Yeah, I'm all good, Doc. Just let me know what to do. Smile, he turns to his monitor and checks his schedule. 6:54, 4:42. The whispered mumbles and rogue keyboard inputs later. He turns to me.
I prepared a small presentation for you if you would want. Otherwise, there are just some small remedial tests to run today.
Presentation. Cool, that's fun. Alright, he did say something about that. Maybe teach me some things about, well, something, anyways. Oh, sure, Doc.
Mind also return to the desk there? It's where the monitor is. I'll set everything up.
Uh, gotcha. Takes a moment to understand what I meant, but as I started over, I think it clicks. Move my stool so I can see the screen better and just wait for Doc as he flips some switches on the far wall.
You moved, you'll have a much better view from where you were sitting.
How will I see the screen? So he pointed his monitor.
The what? Oh. Don't worry about that, trust me.
Intrigued, I take his word for it and move back to my old seat close to the desk and wait. He moved to the side. Is it gonna be here? Just only sip my glass of water. Doc excitedly types away at the keyboard until... That's fucking cool! I know it's not logging for you. It is purposely really janky. What?
Well, what do you think?
I had no idea these projections got this big. Stand up to inspect it closer. Looks like it just popped up out of the ground. On closer inspection, there's a small device built into the desk, it seems. It's a projector. Try to touch it, and I swear I felt a bit of resistance. My hand ends up going right through it. Try to move some of the aspects being projected to my surprise. They actually move when I reach for them. Doc, does this thing work on monitor?
Yes, I don't often need to use it like this, but sometimes it's better to visualize things or just have the screen up when I'm working.
Sometimes. Not all the time. This thing is so cool. How can you stand not using this?
I don't know. I prefer just using a normal monitor, but these new ones need a power as well.
I'm trying to pay attention to him, really, but as he keeps talking, I find myself just moving tabs left and right, opening and closing files. So he does not urge me to stop, I enjoy my time with it. It's so weird when I move something, the force seems to carry some of that momentum with it as if I were actually pushing it to the side. That is haptic feedback on a fucking projection? That's cool. You know, then a few more minutes of experimenting and messing up Doc's desktop. I return to my seat. I turn to Doc, who was just beaming. Eventually, he closes all the tabs I opened and pulls up what he was looking for.
Alright, I hope this will be satisfactory. I did not have as much time as I would have liked to prepare this. Most of it is just from our archives here.
Anything you show me will be enough, Doc. I can't wait to learn anything about whatever you show me today.
I thought I'd give you a brief overview of the Lean system, if that is something that interests you.
Learning about an alien system filled with new life and technology. Yeah, I think I'd like to learn about that. That's me too.
Well, let's begin.
Let us begin. I'm sorry. The writing system. Look at that. It's so cool. It's very, it's like glyph inspired, I can see. Huh. Some of these remind me of like a code or something. Like this here reminds me of a code.
Now, all life in our system, as I'm sure is the same in yours, is due to, in part, to our star. Our star, an Ornsdorf star.
Dwarf? Huh? Okay, whatever.
Is named Arius.
That's a lovely name. Mine is named Sol, I think. Makes sense since I'm from the solar system.
The what?
Oh, right. My system is called the solar system because the star is named Sol. At least I think that's why it's called that.
That's what your system is called. I'll be sure to note that.
It'd be great if I could help Dot learn about my system and just some names or the planets. But I don't think I could pull more information out of thin air. I don't know. God, you idiot.
Alex?
What?
Should I continue?
Oh, yeah.
Of course. First planet in our system, Tiarum, is completely uninhabitable as it is far too small to have a magnetic field and is too close to our sun. As such, it's constantly blasted with solar radiation.
Sounds like a fun place.
You may joke, but there have been attempts. Or rather, proposals to some mining facilities under the planet's surface.
Whoa, wait, really? Is that possible?
Currently, no, as it would be mainly not. It would mainly just not be worth the resources put into it. But if you so wish, you can really survive there with the right equipment. Might not be the best spot to visit, though.
Right, yeah.
Now, moving on, we have our home world. Beautiful and lovely Leo. I suppose it supports a wide variety of ecosystems, as well as being the most populated planet in our system.
Right, they have more than one. I almost feel jealous.
Sure, I could give you a lecture that would take all day about Leo, but should I move on and talk about some of the other planets instead?
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Oh, okay. Oh, I should have been fucking writing these down. Because these are, like, what? Okay, so. Yeah. There's. Huh. There's more glyphs than. That says a lot, actually. That gives me information about the language. I like that. I think we'll have plenty of time to go into the specifics later, but for now, just a general overview would be great.
Of course. Well, after Leo, we have Urium. Urium, being the first planet that we expanded to.
There's a lot of glyphs here. What? Seriously, make this a full conlang. Seriously, Jesus, this looks cool. It's a really aesthetically pleasing script, too. The orthography here is really cool.
Well, after Leo, we have Urium, being the first planet that we expanded to. I read that. It's mostly a desert planet, but agricultural advancements have taken massive strides in making it far more habitable. That being said, it's still mostly a desert. Didn't even have its own oceans up until they were dredged from under the surface.
That's fucking insane. Is that where Maruk's from?
Hmm? Oh. Yes. No, he doesn't talk about it much, but I think he's proud of it.
Proud?
Yes, Urium has a history of being an almost inhospitable frontier planet, and its people take that as something to be very proud of.
Well, if it means anything to him, I think Maruk is tough. At least when he's not falling his face or running after the chief. Still, it's good to have a name for it.
After Urium, we have Dis, a similar desert planet that has been tested as a possible location for expansion. Although its core is far weaker, inside of an atmosphere on any planet is no easy feat. I'm sorry, Alex, I just realized, but you can understand all of this, right? I don't mean to insult your intelligence, but...
Am I going to get talked down to just because my species has expanded beyond our home planet? Appreciate him asking, though. But for now, everything seems okay. No, you're good. I'll let you know if anything does get too complicated, though.
Oh, good, but yes, it's similar to Urian, but it seems as though it should be considerably harder to make habitable for life. The fifth planet in our system is Morendi.
Morendi! Oh, that sounds Italian. Morendi.
Planet itself is fairly uninteresting, being mostly composed of rocks with a weak magnetic pole field. However, one of the moons proved to be quite the surprise. Moon known as Reich was found to be covered in land masses and ice. Using a new at the time experimental technology, we were able to turn the planet into a lush paradise.
What do you mean, Doc?
Well, I don't wholly understand it, but I believe they found a way to create an artificial atmosphere long enough to melt all the ice and fertilize the oceans without actually producing life forms. Eventually they were able to grow vast amounts of plant life on the surface, allowing for habitation. Well,
what, Doc?
Well, while it is habitable, I can't fathom why anyone would want to live there. Their experiment worked a bit too well, in some ways. And the Reich has one unfortunate downside. The technology they used affected the weather, and because of that, it has always rained on Reich.
Wait, always? It never stops?
Correct, the plants have since adapted to it, so even trying to correct this error might cause more damage than would do good.
That is so interesting. This is cool. Interesting. Okay. Oh, I was about to say, What went wrong? I was thinking they created their own fucking form of life by habitating this planet. But no. Oh, this is so fucking cool. Ugh.
But yes, the second expansion of the Korean ended with a perpetually raining moon.
But it is inhabited, right?
Oh yes, there are those that live on the planet. I have heard that the cities are inside giant habdomes, so the decisions don't get rained on all the time. But if you live on the outskirts or even further, well, I'm sure they are used to it, but it sounds awful to me.
Sounds kind of peaceful, but I'm sure it would get annoying, yeah.
Total lack of weather up here certainly is in contrast. For better or for worse, but daily rain. Anyways, where were we? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, yes. The sixth planet in our system is Navale, which just happens to be where we are located.
Located? Are we orbiting a planet?
Correct. I'd love for you to see it sometime, but the view from up here is truly otherworldly.
I guess I never thought about that. Makes more sense than just the station floating somewhere in space.
Yes, we are in geostationary orbit around Navale, so as not to accidentally get too close to its rings.
Rings? This planet is rings?
Correct. You do know what those are, right? Believe you chose some for us earlier.
Oh yeah, I do. It's just kind of surprising to hear that.
Is it? May I ask why?
Well, I realize I don't really have a good answer for that. All things considered,
Orbiting a planet with rings seems like the most normal thing going on around here.
It's shocking, sure, but I guess compared to giant spaceships, talking dogs, and a hologram representation, at least planets back home and rings too. The shrugging dog accepts that to the best he's gonna get right now.
Uh-huh. Well, Novile is a gas giant, so there isn't too much to go down there. Too much to go down there, except be torn apart by its gravity.
Yeah, I think I did know that part. Wait, is that us?
What do you mean?
That illustration. Is it the station? Looking back at his own presentation, knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yes, that's us. Say hello to Icoroid station. Icoroid.
How? How is it called Icoroid? That is a Earth. That's that. How? That is way too much of a coincidence. I also like the shape of it. It's really cool. It's like a sideways ship. It's a lot longer than I thought it would be, or maybe taller. It's kind of hard to tell which way is down. There is no down in space. There's no directions. But wow, it's real. Finally, there's some proof I may actually be in space. Hope I can see it for real one day. Sure, the station looks even nicer from the outside. Why would you want to go outside? Ah, that's impressive. But sorry, I cut you off. Is there more?
Don't worry about that, Alex. And yes, the last and final planet in our system is Reklan.
There are 7 planets in this system. Okay.
Which is also the largest planet in our system. So I'd report, beyond being the largest planet in Alaron, it's fairly uninteresting. Just another gas giant.
I mean, we have 2 gas giants back home. 2? No. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. That's 4. That's 4.
Wait. Maybe we have 4.
Anyways, yeah, there were the big ones I drew as well.
I had my suspicions. But I did want to hear it from you first. But that's about all I had prepared. Sorry it was so short.
Tell them about the fucking solar system. Tell them the planets. Tell them that. Come on. Make your own...
Would you like to ask any questions? Could just as easily give you an entire lecture on any of these planets, but we might not have time for that. At least not right now. Hoping you could explain your system sometime.
Yes! Yes! Do it!
I am very curious if you could tell me about it.
I could try, but I'm not sure how much I can remember about it. But I was curious if you could tell me more about Leo.
Well, I just wanted to give you a quick explanation of every planet, not bore you with the details.
Didn't mean it like that, but maybe you could tell me more about it? I don't know, how many oceans are there? How many continents? What did I... Oh, geography stuff, right, right. Um, Large bodies of water, like big areas where people live.
Oceans, I understand. What was that second one? Cities?
No, no, it's fine, I'll figure out how to describe it some other time. Land masses. But just tell me about it. Anything, really, I'm just curious. Pausing to think for a moment, the doctor sticks a few things in his monitor, returning back to me, still with a puzzled expression flashing on his muzzle.
Sorry, Alex, I'm just trying to think of anything you might enjoy hearing about. Sure I'll be fascinating for you, but so let's learn about your planet has been. It's just trying to think if there was anything especially interesting.
Right, that will certainly be all be interesting, but it's very sweet that he thinks he needs to pick out something that will wow me in some way. He could also just be censoring out things he doesn't want me to know. But I'm not gonna choose to believe he isn't doing that right now. Wait, that does remind me of something. Dot, before we go forward, can I ask you about something?
Oh, sure, Alex. What is it?
When I showed you my system on my drawing, you hid it from Tyr, didn't you?
I don't particularly remember that.
Doc, please. I'm just curious why.
You're right, I'm sorry. Simply did not wish to cause him any more stress. Learning you are from another system was a shock for sure. And as he was, and still is unfortunately, busy with his own work, I felt it would be a good idea to tell him another time when he had evidence you are not from LN. He knows now, of course. Sorry, Alex, I understand that he may have been confusing.
Seems like a fine reason, but Doc has told smaller and stranger lies before. Guess I'll take his word for it, though. See no reason he would have to lie about something like that. Doesn't concern me if he wants to withhold information from Tyr just to make his day a bit less stressful. But hasn't he done that with me? Might need to be careful he doesn't omit anything else. Alright, Marwin. It's fine, I didn't mean to sound accusatory.
Thank you for understanding. He's been working extremely hard. For himself and for you. And anything I do to make that easier for him, I will try. We haven't got a bit off track, though, haven't we? Or were we?
We were talking about nature, Doc. What Leo is like.
Alright. Well, while I don't know too much about your species yet.
Come on, click.
I can only hope that you'd appreciate some of the nature available on the planet.
Some of the nature?
Yes.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to see that for sure. Just excited for anything you want to show me, Doc.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that, Alex. See if I can think of something to show you tomorrow as well, but as for today, I think we should get back to it. There isn't much more to get done, though, don't worry.
Are we just not going to talk about Leo? At all? It's understandable if he wants to prepare something to show me, but nothing? I wonder if he's hiding something. Seems to have a bad habit of doing that. Alright. This is why I don't like him. This is why I don't like Morrow. Because he hides things. Because he is dishonest and lies to, like, comfort you. Can't fucking stand that shit. I'd rather just have the truth shoved in my face point blank. It's way better. Guess I'm not really here to learn. I'm here to get a checkup. Now we continue with the exams. Oh, okay. He was right, though. They aren't that bad as we breeze through some simple exams like an eye test and a hearing test. He also conducts a smell test, so I think it did pretty poorly on that. I guess that does answer if they have better sensory glands than us, though. Doc takes his time taking notes as the marks pass by, neither of us stopping to converse more than to go over the exam and ask how I feel, which is kind of him. but it does start to get a bit much when he's even worried about swabbing down my arm with disinfectant. Eventually, however, he seems content with the work that had been done today and spends more time writing up a report for Tyr, and I presume the captain. Watching him work is a bit strange. He's noting he's nothing like Maruk in how he moves. While Maruk may be a fast worker, or at least have the capacity to feign being fast, Doc moves at a glacial pace. Sometimes even types with one finger at a time, constantly checking back and forth between the keyboard what he had written. That is. That's literally me. Jeez. I'd almost offer to help him, but I think that might just slow him down further, if that were impossible. That said, though, there's a certain comfort to it, as he's very deliberate in his actions, and almost no effort is wasted. Besides, when you mistype something, seems like kind of a waste, though, having to type all that up yourself and format it, especially with learning eyes and all that. Wait. Hey, Marwan? Spawns without turning away from his monitor. Now you have, like, learning AI and some pretty damn advanced computers. But do you have other kinds of AI? Really hope AI has been translated correctly. Otherwise, you might not understand me. Sorry. Excuse me.
What do you mean, Alex?
Well, I was just curious if there were other more advanced AIs than the learning AI you guys are using to understand me.
No, of course. The station's host to a few. Why?
Like, a few? So I can talk to one? Are they sentient?
Are they what? Not sure what you were expecting, Alex. Most AI are just used to run computations.
Oh, so I can't talk to any.
Talk to... No, sorry. There have been amazing studies in the field of artificial intelligence in recent years, but I do not believe that there are any that impressive. I would know. Well, Tyr would know at least. Think of the more is very advanced monitors.
Well, worth a shot. No hell 9000 then. Okay. Makes sense that they'd use them for running complicated equations and such, though. With all the talk of research around here, I can't imagine that would much we could done without some impressive monitors. Still impressive, but I am a bit disappointed nonetheless. Stout writes up his notes. I notice that he seems to get distracted quite a bit. Most of the time, he usually ends up just looking at me before realizing I'm staring back and turns away quickly. A bit endearing. Not a bit silly. He's a massive Karen, and I'm... me. What is there to be intimidated by?
Alex.
Yeah, Morrow?
No, it need not be said. I still think it's worth repeating. Thank you for this opportunity.
What are you talking about?
Having the privilege of studying and examining you. It's truly everything I could have hoped for. I know you may not feel as though you have a say in all of this, or that this may be tiring, but you have been so helpful here. So thank you.
Really? I suppose from his perspective, this must all be something so new and fascinating. Can't see it, but maybe it's there. That wonder of discovery it must be feeling. Oh, well, I'm glad to help. Let me know if you need anything. Just gonna sit here on this stool.
Alex, please, can you let me know if you need anything?
Actually, I think I might.
Yes?
I've asked before, but it's kind of becoming an issue now. I really need new clothes. Not just another shirt, like whole outfits, or maybe able to wash my clothes at least. Don't think that's what you're expecting me to ask for. Not that I can tell. But his expression of mild worry and confusion does tell me that he may have been ignoring my pleas. Or at least he did enough. Or at least studied enough with just one shirt and some underwear.
Oh, well, setting up your clothes to be washed shouldn't be too hard, or make sure your guardian knows to include your laundry in with theirs. Perhaps I can make sure it gets done more often. For new clothes, I already sent out a work order, but I'm unsure whenever anything will come up. Sorry, Alex, there's so much to take care of. I had to put that issue off for now. Has it been an issue?
No, well, yes, but it's not horrible. Just don't like feeling dirty.
Right, of course, and you shouldn't. Shouldn't be too dirty, that is. Let me...
Turning back to his monitor, he scrolls through some pages and documents. quickly, well, as quickly as he can, typing out a message and turning back to me.
There! I changed it from a lower priority issue to a higher one. Now hopefully some new clothes will turn up soon. At least some in your size.
Thank you, Marlin. That's where you switch back and forth between Marlin and Morrow. It's a bit odd. Didn't expect him to get so worried about it.
I might have underestimated how much he worries about everything, actually. At least he cares. Well, he seems to anyway.
There that time seems to slip away from us as the blue-green lights turn to a haze in the dimly lit lab. A little work left for the day gets done or postponed. I helped Doc clean up a little mess there was, much to his protest, and we share a small and fairly early dinner. One of his assistants brought it by, just barely peeking their head inside to catch a glimpse at me. I wave, they run. Figures. Doc doesn't seem to have noticed, he just brings me the tray. Even less food this time, just soup and a salad. Why does it feel cold all of a sudden? No, and yet I've got goosebumps crawling up my arms. Fortunately, Doc is busy and I can hide it. I'm not sure how I would explain that to him. What I can only assume is dusk turns to night. Doc's just finishing up, an idea I agree with all too well. Packing up a little I brought, prepared to leave for the day.
Well, how do you feel, Alex? Your first full day out of that cell.
Oh, yeah, I guess it was.
Are you not happy? You okay?
Eh? Oh, I just. He's right, of course, that was it. Full day without being behind glass. A day free of prying eyes, kinda, but. Was it? Still just in one room. Dull eyes burning at the back of my head. Hell, Doc's assistants can't even come and see me. And no, 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 away, away. Not today. To keep it together. It's fine, nothing happened. That's good. Well, it's okay. An improvement if nothing else. Yeah. Sorry, it just went by so fast. I don't think I've had time to think about it much yet. Leans over a bit to get a closer look at me. Not gloomy, but a more thoughtful and intensive action. His caring eyes meet mine as they scan me for any signs of doubt or deceit. His head gently leans from one side to another as his care turns to worry. As his care turns to worry back to a soft smile. Why do I feel so sad all of a sudden? I have hurt him or something awful. Myself becoming warmer, my hands starting to get clammy. Small tick as my eyes start to try and turn away to meet anything but his own. The wall, the ceiling, the floor, all are better than looking at him. Why, damn it? Oh. Oh no, I know why. It is clear as my cell's wall. I am not free at all. Couldn't have it so much. I couldn't have so much as left this room as I could my cell. This is just another prison, another soundproof box for the alien. One warden replaced with another. I almost jumped out of my skin as a paw tapped my shoulder. And I realized it, that my head had turned away as well. Jesus, man. Turning back to meet him once more, he's just smiling. Not a forced smile, not a happy smile, but a smile nonetheless.
I think it's time for bed, unless you have something you would want to do.
No. No. You're right. Please, I think it would be smart to retire for the night.
Of course, Alex, let us depart.
Seems the lights from the room have bled out and saturated the hallways as the pale blue has followed us even here. It's a draining color, a dull and droll light that would normally cause nothing in me, but now it just irks me. Yet I still don't know why. I feel I would stay stuck, just standing there unmoving, if it were not for Doc quietly shepherding me along. The blues and grays merge into an all-consuming static as we keep walking, turning out to be a normal walk through the halls into an abyss of my own creation. I don't know if that's showing up, but there is static. There's like a static effect. And what do I know about a normal walk through the halls? Barely even see them, and yet they see me. Eyes everywhere, and all judging, none caring, none in joy or indifference. Each one is just out of sight, just sharp enough to activate some latent fear response in me, each backed up by pearlescent fangs snarled into a frown. Cold air bites down on me. It's almost inhospitable as I march ever forward. I can feel gnawing at my extremities, trying to pull me back or slow me down. How can no one abide by this? How can one abide by this? Even the gurgling of the pipes and the whispering of the vents set me off. The way they creak and groan as if to laugh at me. So every small inconvenience or obstacle is the goal to affront me now as if I were some kind of...
We're here.
Huh? Oh, we've made it back to the executive hallway. Right, yeah. I think I need to go the fuck to sleep. An almost equally tired Maruk shows up to let me into my room. Our room. Whatever. Exchanges the least amounts of pleasantries possible without closing the door. With one look, he knows not to say anything. Were it a better day, I'd thank him. I do not. I simply crawl into bed and wait. Another day, another time. I simply wish for it all to go black. Jesus, man. Okay. That's it. That's it for now. Just what I thought. This update is also going to be extremely fucking long. Wow. That was a lot. That was a lot.